Hey, choice makers, how are you all doing today? It's like so good to be back. I've been missing in action for the last 2 weeks. Usually I would try to get on Sundays because I'm still trying to get to 50 subscribers so I can go partially mainstream on this YouTube channel. So I think I'm at 25 right now. And thank God for that because we all got to start from somewhere, right? So today I'm back. Got my cheery self back again. I was a little low during the Mother's Day period. I'm always kind of like sad and melancholy during that time because my mom is no longer here with me and I don't have children of my own. I got plenty sisters and brothers and nieces and nephews, but I don't know. It's always something for me, and it's like I do get a little sad and I tend to stay to myself a little bit. And I know what it is, it's the fact that I don't feel like I'm part of that gang, part of that motherhood gang. Although I've been like a mother and still am like a mother to so many, and they did reach out to me and they gave me so much of their love and wished me well on Mother's Day. And I really appreciate it and I love them for it. But still, there's a little piece of you that know that, hey, this ain't your club, so gets me down a little bit. And it turns my thoughts towards my mom and just how much I miss her and how thankful I am that she was my mom, because I really think she's the best. She was the best and she still is the best to me. I mean, that woman is so strong, loving, has such a good sense of humor, laughed at her own mistakes and her own shortcomings, and just gave you strength. She was just a cheerleader in life, always telling you how things will get better and nothing's gonna last forever, and that you should enjoy life when it comes to you, and have the gusto of life. She had the gusto for living, even when her time had came that she was going to cross over and transition to the rest of her life. She was still so strong and just so loving, and wow, God, I just miss her. I really miss her. I miss her so much. So I decided to take my own advice. When the last video I did, I was telling everyone that that sometimes you have to encourage yourself. So I took my own advice, and I encouraged myself on Mother's Day. So I decided to go to the casino. So I told my husband after breakfast, it's like, look, we are going to the casino. I've been wanting to go for a while. So we went. Oh my gosh, that place was like packed. I couldn't believe all the people was in there. I was truly thinking that there were other women like me who didn't have personal kids of their own, and maybe whose mom wasn't there for them to celebrate, and they just wanted to get away from the whole thing and just do their own thing. So I thought I was going to meet those kind of folks over there, those gals, Well, maybe I did, but it was sure a heck of a lot of them. I mean, they were on the wall. There was not an empty seat. And I came in there with such a good spirit. I was like saying I'm going in there, and my spirit feel like I'm going to win all this money and da-da-da-da-da. And I got in there, and then I just felt it leaving, the whole thing. It was like so many people in there. Let me tell you, I was nervous. I really got nervous. There was so many people in there. So I told my husband, it's like, look, this is not working out for me, so let's go home. So we went home. He made me a fabulous dinner, and I really enjoyed that because he really did give me special care that day, like the girl needed, So it turned out okay. So my point in all of this is that, you may start off in the morning with a bad attitude, or, just some negative energy just came over you and you just feel like a little slightly pissed with the world. You can really change that around. You could really switch it around to doing something positive and feeling positive. Just start flooding yourself with good memories and those words that make you feel good. Those words, those cheerleading words, like you can do it. It's not that bad, and it's just one day. You can do all that. So that happened. And then I got so many surprises during that week. My nephew from out of town I haven't seen in years. My God, he showed up going to his daughter's graduation, and I thoroughly appreciated that visit. That visit just pumped me up so much. I tell you, family is needed, and you need to be around them as much as you can. As long as they ain't the type of family that piss your ass off all the time, So sometimes, you got to stay away from them too. But, the ones that are so loving and giving, and the ones that are just there for you, or the ones that could just pop up, and surprise you and say, I'm here. I've been thinking about you. I love you. Those are precious moments. So I really appreciate that visit. So I hope everything is going well with you guys out there. And I know this is a short visit because I just need to get back into the scheme of things. So I said I had to break that fast of not being on the camera and sharing and talking about choices that we make every day. So there's a lot of things going on, y'all. There's a lot of things in the world that's going on. This election that's coming up, and the fight for good and evil, as slim as it may be to some people, there's still, a good and an evil side in this politics. And sometimes I just feel like the whole world is going under, especially the United States, is going under a reckoning for all the misdeeds that is done, for all the hate that they put on people of color everywhere. I think there's a reckoning coming. And I think that all those people, their bloodline is now having to pay for that. Pay for the abuse, the hurt, the torture, the terror. I mean, how can you want to live in a world controlled by evil? People that don't want you to vote. People that don't want you to have the right to say, as a woman, what your medical needs are. That you would be actually jailed if you have a medical female problem and you try to resolve that they would jail you. That they want to have a group of people that follow you throughout your pregnancy to make sure that you're not doing anything other than what they say that you should do. It's really crazy out here. And this election is really going to be crazy. And I mean, we got a felon that's running for office, and people love him because he talks all kind of shit all the time, and that he's just no morals. And they love that. That just shows you how far and how deep in the mess we are right now. So that just pisses me off, basically, because I have nieces and grandnieces and nephews who's going to be living in this world, who's going to be affected by whatever's going on. And then there's people pissing me off, telling me they're not going to vote, And it's like, it's not really who they vote for, who they won't vote for. The fact that you just don't vote after people gave their lives for this. People were whipped, they were lynched, they were hung, they were bitten by dogs. All of that stuff, I'm telling you, it's crazy. And there's still people who wants to promote that. I'm telling you, they're trying to get us back to slavery. Have any of you read that 2025 plan? You guys need to read that. You really should. And I'm going to read it more too, because I just scanned over it. And what I scanned over just totally pissed me off. It's like they're going totally backwards, totally backwards in this world. I was hoping and praying by the time that I got into my 50s, at least, that we would be at a point where we would let people live. That every life was precious. That every life deserved to live in wherever they wanted to live, as long as they were practicing good morals and respect, and as long as they tried not to covet anything that anybody else had. Just basic stuff. And you think that you come to a world where that would be the norm, and it's absolutely the opposite. So, guys, I hope really that you search your souls and you really think about the situation that we're in now, and that you vote, that you really do vote, and that you vote for democracy, and that you vote for freedom. And I know that's probably means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, because I hear people on the other side saying that that's what they want. And I'm saying the same thing, but they're totally two different things that we're talking about, So I really didn't mean to say all of that, to tell you the truth. I don't even know how I just segue into voting from Mother's Day and my mom being so strong, but I got to tell you, maybe it's something that I had to say, or maybe it's been there and I wanted to say it for a while. But anyway, you guys, whatever you do today, make good choices, and look out for the young people in your life too, because sometimes we think they're just young and full of life and having a good time, but a lot of them are struggling a lot mentally and emotionally. I've been in childcare pretty much all my life. I started out age 13, working with the summer youth program and supervising kids on trips and stuff like that. Then when I went to school, I got my degree in mental health and early child care. So I worked in a lot of child care centers. And from that, I started working in group homes, became assistant director of a group home in the Bronx for, children who lived in, young adults, teenagers who lived in group homes, couldn't live with their parents, and were there to transition into their adulthood life, and from there I went into after school programs, supervising after school and senior programs, and I dealt with people pretty much all my life. And I know that youth struggle. A lot of them struggle emotionally and mentally, and a lot of times you don't know that they're struggling unless something happens and they break down and tell you, or you get a complaint from somebody else, from school or a parent or from one of their friends. But a lot of them are in fragile mental health and mental decline. And with all this stimulation going on from social media and peer pressure of being online and being, what's the word? Influencers. Everybody wants to be an influencer. And sometimes I look at them as what the hell? Who are you trying to influence? And what's the product? You? I mean, come on now. But to get back on a serious note, check your children. Check your loved ones that are around you. Do what you can to keep them engaged. And keep them on the positive side. Have some soul-to-soul talks with them, because right now communication is crazy. People rather text, including me. Rather text than really talk. Sometimes words are necessary because you need to feel that person. You need to look them in the eyes, and you need to just look at body language, while they're talking to you. So texts is, they don't always cover the communication, the total communication that you need to discern whether or not you think someone is okay. So check on your children and check on your loved ones. Okay, you guys, I think maybe I'm going a little bit too far right now, because I know you start losing attention, especially if I'm not on here gossiping about somebody, which I don't want to do. I don't want to gossip about anybody, not even those people who deserve to be gossiped about, that Diddy thing that's going on right now. That's a lot. That's a mess right there. I mean, that's total straight up domestic violence, straight up abuse. But you guys, I came here to wish you a happy belated Mother's Day, and I just went off on a tangent. So I hope that you're making good choices today, and that you're making the choice to check in with your loved ones, that you're making a good choice to take care of yourself. Self-care is always important. I try to do it every week, at least 2 days out of the week, to do something for myself that fills me up. And I hope you do that too. And I just hope you choose to to just love on each other, because I think that's what we're missing all over. Everybody is such in a race of competition. Who got this, who got that, who looks better than this person, what they're wearing, what they're carrying, you know, all that material nonsense stuff that don't really mean anything, because you know what? We got to leave it all behind. You can't take nothing with you, and none of us are getting out of here alive. So the things that I think means the most that you should gravitate towards is love, respect, and honor. You know, try that on today and see how that fits. Well, anyway, you guys, it's been a pleasure. Please click on my channel, subscribe, like, and come back again. I'm going to get this thing right, and we're going to get into some real deep conversations, but that can't happen unless, you know, there's a two-way going on. And right now, YouTube has me restricted to just video and putting up video. So it's hard for me to just go on without any feedback. But I seem to be able to do it right. Well, come on, y'all. So please like and subscribe. And I wish you all a very happy Memorial Day, that everyone stays safe. And, you know, whatever you do, just try to stay safe, you know, and watch over your loved ones and make sure they're safe too. And that's it for now. Like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day, choice makers, and take care of yourself. Make good choices now. Bye. So long. Bye, y'all.